Walker. He was outstanding last week.
The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead. And we're off in week 2. Taking it about the 1. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And they'll be let out by their 6-year quarterback.
And he certainly had his share of struggles in the opener, threw a couple of ill-timed interceptions in the game. So that was something that was harped upon all week in practice. Because if he's going to help this team be a winning one, he can't give the football away like he did last week.
A man who played collegiately over at East Lansing. Here's Ken Walker. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. The numbers for Walker from last week's effort, just downright unbelievable. I mean, when you amass that many yards, I don't know what else to say.
Personally, I thought it was a game for the ages for him. Ripped off some long runs in that contest, didn't he?
He did indeed. Some very long runs, and that total, scary. Now he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Those shoulders went from parallel to square, and then he brought force with him to finish that run. Oh, that's impressive.
And we saw a lot of that a week ago when he got the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. And going right back to Walker. A solid stiff arm. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 46 yards rushing for him already. A terrific opening drive on the ground, and it's a first down. Walker now on 1st and 10. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. The Seahawks at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to take care of business in front of the home crowd last week.
Yeah, it's always nice to get that opener at home, but now things get a little bit tougher. The good thing for them, though, is they take a little extra confidence with him.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Here's Walker. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Walker once more. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Can this defense get the stop on the opening drive? 3rd and goal. They'll try and run Walker. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Kenneth Walker, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
And no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
You talk about this Seahawk defense.
This unit third best in the NFL in stopping the run.
We know it's only week 1, but the results look pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in?
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
Fielded at about the 28.
A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards.
And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
Kenneth Walker headed back out there.
And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate the same way. They can hit a good rhythm and a good stride, and he's carrying it over from last week.
Here's 2nd and 10. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
And Walker once more.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. And after his performance last week, everybody saw it. Unbelievable. You can expect a heavy dose of him again, I think.
Without a doubt. I mean, why wouldn't you? Because once you establish yourself that way, it's not just him, okay? It's his offensive line, it's the tight end, it's your wide receivers, everyone now sharing in the load and sharing in the belief that they do their job. They'll see another performance just like they saw the week before.
On 3rd down, here's Walker.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle.
Ken Walker
with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year.
And the Seahawks are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 14-0. So that drive, 4 plays.
And it was Kenneth Walker finishing things off with a touchdown run.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Well, this defense for the Seahawks, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. Flush to his right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. Third down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
You talk about this Seahawk defense.
They put together a strong effort last week in the win over the Bears, CD.
And while you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you can tell by this team, all right? Anytime you can tell your offense, hey, just get us a couple touchdowns. We got this thing locked down. That's when you know you're playing well and you're carrying your team along.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as a tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 17-yard line.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Herbert operating from the red zone. And that'll be incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
2nd and 10.
Play action. It's Herbert. And it's caught.
And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And he is going to go down back at the 11-yard line. It'll go as a loss of 8 and a tough result there on 1st and goal. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Lions are back within a score.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make our score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone.
Escaping a tackler at the 25.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Back out now comes Kenneth Walker and the Seattle offense.
Good returns on the last drive. He hit the end zone for the 2nd time. Good returns in this first half, really.
Yeah, good returns for his team. Really good returns for the guy. You know where I'm
fantasy.
going. Darn right. Those fantasy guys who have him on their team, they're rejoicing right now, and they have a high expectation that what they've seen already will continue.
You talk about fantasy a lot, but you don't. Why don't you just play? You don't.
I'm not good enough to play the fantasy game. I enjoy watching
You're an
you do
analyst.
it.
You're an expert.
I mean, you were a champ last year. Keep it up.
5th place.
Okay. Well, that's a champ in my book.
106 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Walker with another carry.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
It's a gain of 15, 1st down Seahawks.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Holding offense.
So not a lineman, but the tight end instead this time, drawing the holding call.
And more what you're getting with tight ends are guys who are much more receiver than blocker. They may be willing, but that might not be their thing. Oftentimes, they'll be the ones getting the penalties.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Off the play fake. Hopkins. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle.
Jamison Williams.
His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Seahawks go up by 2 touchdowns.
The extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
And Detroit getting set to go now.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be... Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted.
And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
Now a 2nd and 10. A give for Walker running right.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They need to make up some ground, and they did.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal.
They run again with Walker. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Kenneth Walker
on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Seahawks take a 3-touchdown lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
Yeah, Detroit back in possession of the football. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to want to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
They'll run on 1st down. Gentry.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a 1st down.
St. Brown in motion right. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle.
And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Wide open receiver complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 19. A gain there of 21 yards. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
59. Go.
Here's Herbert. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot.
And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Up the middle they go. Gentry. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And his kick is indeed good, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Kenneth Walker headed back out there.
Might he be on his way to a record-setting performance here, Charles? 2nd quarter, and the yardage number already ridiculous.
And they always talk about just focusing on the next play. But sometimes it's okay to dream big because
I'm focusing on the 4th quarter already.
Listen, I don't blame you, though, because we could be witnessing some type of history here, and it's being done by him and, of course, the big guys up front who are creating the holes for him to run through.
Yeah, they've all been good so far.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. On 1st down, Hopkins. He's airing it out for Williams. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They're going to try and throw.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And now off to the races down the right side. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Wow, a big mistake there. Late interception in this first half, and that could lead to a field goal try the other way.
Yeah, I think at this point you just had to say, let's take a knee and go in at the half and regroup. Let's just talk it over a little bit. I wonder, partner, was the analytics coach in his head a little bit? Maybe go ahead and press it and try and get some points? While the old school coach probably would have said, take the knee, let's get out of here.
Now we could see points the other way here. Well, everyone's eager to resume play here in this Week 2 contest, so we push right through halftime and back at it for the start of quarter 3.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback.
The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3.
By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the 3rd quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead.
You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives. Try and slow things down a little bit.
2nd and 10. Here's Herbert once more. That's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And they work this well upfield across the 35. 22 yards there, a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd down and 8.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And he will find his man on the outside. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a lion that's shaken up.
Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Herbert on 3rd down now. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Open man here is Gentry.
Oh, boy, kind of hold your breath here because Justin Herbert, he appears to be in some discomfort after that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. 2nd and 5.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. A great job there, Charles, just to hold on, absorb that contact. I guess that's the risk you take catching the ball toward the middle of the field.
It is, and if you're going to gain yardage, you're going to have to go there at some point. But how about the read, okay? The eyes of that play, stepping out from the middle of the field and really making a big hit. Did not get free, but boy, that's a tough area to go into when you're going into his spot.
They go play action here on 1st down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Herbert now. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now 4th down. And this one is right through. And they're hanging around here as the lead's down to 12. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need them to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a lion that's shaken up.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Here's Walker to start the drive. And he'll get a few yards here to the 34.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Holding offense.
So that run play nullified by the holding call on the tight end.
Yeah, I just think he needs to get off the ball a lot quicker and get into the block a little bit more effectively. Then he doesn't have to reach and grab and try and hold on.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Back to throw. Hopkins. And this is incomplete.
I can assure you, setting up a screen is much more difficult than it appears. It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense. And the defense's number one goal is to throw that timing off.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
That is caught.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18.
Up the middle, here's Walker. 180 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. From the 44 now, here's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Walker.
And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Now come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Straight ahead, Walker.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
And, boy, here's a sight you don't want to see. Ken Walker injured on that last play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They'll keep it on the ground. Vincent works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play.
The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception. That means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
On 2nd down, Vincent. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. On 3rd down,
Vincent. And the Seahawks are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball.
And he will not be denied. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Taking it in from 7 yards away.
And the Seahawks add 6 to their lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 19-point game. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Detroit's offense ready to take over. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw complete there to St. Brown.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, if you're going to give out a little applause on that play, it has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. From the 50, here's Herbert. He's got his target. That's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 39. 11 yards there and a Lion 1st down. Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be. 3 quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Back to throw here, Herbert. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Lions have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Extra point splits the uprights, and they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Man, 206 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And a good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. 2nd down coming up. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
Setting up the screen here, this is Walker. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards and a Seattle 1st down.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
On 1st down, Vincent. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Brandon, I got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, But they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
On third down, Vincent. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks. They'll keep it on the ground. Vincent. And they'll get him down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14, first down. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
On third down, Vincent. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. That one goes for 8 yards.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage, the stop troops, the defensive guys, they got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt.
And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. A great effort there with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle, and that will make this a 19-point game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. And Detroit getting set to go now.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnelled. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted.
And the Seahawks will take over possession here up at the 44. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Vincent, and he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing is Hurts.
And Walker has it. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
Holding. Offense.
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line.
So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On second down, here's Herbert.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
The Lions on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 4.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Now it's Herbert. This is caught. And in for the Lions touchdown.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
With career touchdown number 96, he joins Eric Dickerson on the all-time list.
And the Lions are able to cut into that deficit.
Point after, right down the middle. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Another run on second down, trying to cover up.
And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. On fourth down, they'll try and run for it.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down, and that should just about do it. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. That's to his running back, complete. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the Lions will take over.
Herbert.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
Herbert going to throw. St. Brown on the catch.
And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line.
This is 1st and 10. Herbert to throw.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked off by Reek Willen.
And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off back.
And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
40 yards.
And the Seahawks are on their way to a 2-0 start.
The Seahawks offense staying put out on the field. They're going to go for 2. They'll try and run it here. And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Man open. Here is Jones. And they work this well upfield across the 45. One last throw here for Herbert. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Well, this was a fun one today if you like points. A lot of them went on the board. Both offenses